Hello listeners, this video will discuss Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. This is an absurdist existential tragicomedy by Tom Stoppard. Sir Tom Stoppard, he was born in the year 1937 and he's still alive. He's a Czech-born British playwright and screenwriter. His works covers the themes of human rights, political freedom, philosophical thematics of society. He has written for film, stage, radio, television, and for plays. He was born in Czechoslovakia. He was left as a child refugee. In the year 1946, he settled with his family in Britain. For 3 years between 1943 to 46, he was in a boarding school in Darjeeling in the Indian Himalayas. Then he took his schooling in Nottingham and Yorkshire. He then became a journalist and a drama critic and then became a playwright in the year 1960. His prominent plays include Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, Jumpers, Night and Day, The Real Thing, Arcadia, The Invention of Love, The Coast of Utopia, Rock and Roll. His popular screenplays include Brazil 1985, Empire of the Sun 1987, The Russia House 1990, Billy Bathgate 1991, Shakespeare in Love 1998, Enigma 2001, Anna Karenina 2012. He has received numerous awards and honors. His awards include Academy Award, Laurence Olivier Award, and has won 4 Tony Awards. Let us have an overview of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. It is an absurdist existential tragicomedy. This was first staged at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe in the year 1966. This play exploits 2 minor characters from Shakespeare's Hamlet, that is the courtiers of Shakespeare's Hamlet. They are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and the main setting is in Denmark. This is a 3-act play. The novel enjoyed critical success. It won the New York Drama Critics Circle Award for Best Play. It has won 4 Tony Awards in 1968. Since then, the play has been adapted into several radio plays, and it was also filmed in the year 1990, starring Gary Oldman, Tim Roth, and Richard Dreyfuss. The play emerged from the theatre of the absurd movement, which was popular in Europe following the decades of World War II. Critics try to parallelize the play with Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot, which also falls under theatre of the absurd classic. Comparisons are also drawn with Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot because of the presence of 2 central characters who almost appear to be 2 halves of a single character. And the plot features are similar as well. The characters in both the play pass time by playing questions, impersonating other characters and interrupting each other or remaining silent for long periods of time. In this play, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, Shakespeare's character from Hamlet, they appear as major characters. They enact fragments of the original scene in this play. And between the episodes, the 2 protagonists, they talk about the confusion at the progress of the events that occurred on stage without the main character Hamlet. They do not have direct knowledge of Hamlet. Let us see from where Stoppard has drawn the title from. The title is taken directly from the final scene of Shakespeare's Hamlet. Let's see a small gist of Shakespeare's play Hamlet. Prince Hamlet is exiled to England by his uncle Claudius. Claudius has murdered his father to obtain the throne. As Hamlet is in England, he discovers a letter from King Claudius The letter is carried to England by Hamlet's two friends. They are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. The letter says that Hamlet has to die. In response, Hamlet writes a return letter saying that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern will be put to death. Saying this, he escapes back to Denmark. At the final stage of the play, we see Prince Hamlet, Laertes, Ophelia, Polonius, King Claudius, and Queen Gertrude are dead. At the final part, an ambassador from England arrives on the scene to bluntly report Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. So this comes in Hamlet Act 5, Scene 2, lines 411. And the play is left with Horatio, who is the main figure who is left alive. Before Tom Stoppard, there was another writer who has written a satirical play of similar nature named Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, written by W.S. Gilbert in the year 1874, and it was performed in 1891. This play, it is a short comic play and a parody of Hamlet. Let us see the characters of this play. Rosencrantz, he is a schoolmate of Hamlet, whom Claudius hires with Guildenstern to spy on the prince and convey him to execution in England. In Shakespeare's play, Rosencrantz is a minor character. Guildenstern, like Rosencrantz, Guildenstern is also a minor character in Hamlet. He is expanded as a protagonist by Stoppard. Similarly, Rosencrantz is also expanded as a protagonist of Stoppard's play. The character of player is domineering, loud-mouthed. The tragedians, Hamlet. Hamlet is a famously passive protagonist of Shakespeare's play. He is a prince of Denmark, son of Gertrude, and nephew to Claudius. He goes half mad after his father's death and soon after the marriage between his mother and Claudius. Claudius is the uncle of Hamlet. He secretly murdered his own brother, that is Hamlet's father, and he marries his brother's widow, that is Gertrude, in order to assume Denmark's throne. He also hires Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to spy on Hamlet. Let us see the minor characters. Alfred. Alfred is the lowliest member of the tragedians. Ophelia, who is the daughter of Polonius and Hamlet's love interest. Ophelia is the main character in Shakespeare's play. She is frustrated on Hamlet's madness and his cruelty. Gertrude. Gertrude is Queen of Denmark. She is a mother of Hamlet and Claudius' new wife. She is worried about her son's bitterness and madness. Polonius is the father of Ophelia. Polonius is accidentally murdered by Hamlet. Horatio, who's a best friend and a main character in Hamlet. The other minor character include a guard, a soldier, Fortinbras, the two ambassadors, Laertes. The play has 3 acts. This video contains the whole summary of the play. Let us see the summary of this play. On stage, all the characters wear Elizabethan costumes. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are the 2 protagonists and they are tossing coins. They pass time by flipping coins. Rosencrantz bets heads every time. He has won 92 coin flips in a row. With regard to flipping, Guildenstern wants to understand why the law of probability is no longer existing, but Rosencrantz did not have any thought on his mind. In this first act, the 2 friends of Prince Hamlet, they are the childhood friends, they take a journey to Elsinore to meet with King Claudius of Denmark. So on their way only they flip their coin. The tragedians, they are a theatre troupe. They are led by an energetic player. They arrive on stage. The player says that the tragedians can perform for Rosencrantz and Guildenstern and that the two friends can participate in the sexual scenes if they pay extra money. The two friends, when they hear this offer, initially they are disgusted, yet they get intrigued by the offer. Guildenstern and the player, they play a few betting games. Then the player gets ready the troops to perform for Guildenstern and Rosencrantz. Before the tragedian's show starts, the scene shifts to Elsinore, where Rosencrantz and Guildenstern meet with Claudius and his wife Gertrude. As they meet, both Claudius and Gertrude, they command Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to spy on Hamlet and determine the reason for his bizarre behavior. Bizarre meaning very strange or unusual. So we know in Hamlet, the play by Shakespeare, Hamlet behaves in a strange manner because he could not accept the death of his father and the marriage of his mother to Claudius. The act to begin, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, they could not understand or they could not find out the true nature of Hamlet and could not complete their mission and figure out the strange behavior of Hamlet. Here the tragedians arrive and Hamlet orders them to perform a modified version of the murder of Gonzago. Then the player agrees and readies his troupe for the performance. The two friends, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, they talk about unimportant things and they argue about unnecessary things, and they also discuss about the way to south and they muse on the subject of death. They also grow distressed by the uncertain behavior of Hamlet and they could not make up the events of Hamlet and the circumstances that Hamlet has brought around them. Later, with these confusions, the pair watch the tragedians perform a pantomime dress rehearsal of their play that is narrated by the player. Pantomime is an expression or a representation by mime, which is a performance. The play reflects the events that occur before and during Hamlet's death, that is, during Claudius killing Hamlet's father and taking up the throne and marrying Gertrude. The play also depicts the death of two spy characters, so that represents Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Although Rosencrantz and his friend is observing the similarity in these characters, they could not recognize that these characters are his and his companion's portrayal. The tragedians then perform their play in front of the court. Their performance displeases a guilty Claudius. Hamlet then murders Polonius, who is the advisor of Claudius. In anger, Claudius sends Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to capture Hamlet and bring it to him. Although commanded by Claudius, both the friends, they keep procrastinating capturing Hamlet. Then Claudius orders Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to go along with Hamlet to England and present a letter to the King of England. Act 3 starts when both the friends they board on a ship for England. When Hamlet sleeps, they discuss about boats, death, and the existence of England. Rosencrantz is unaware and he is confused of what to do after reaching England, but Guildenstern assures him that the information they need is in the letter that Claudius has given them. They both are confused of who has the letter. They panic until Guildenstern pulls the letter from his pocket. Then they read the letter and discover that Claudius wants the King of England to execute Hamlet. While the two friends are sleeping, Hamlet takes the letter and reads it. He changes the letter, ordering the King of England to execute Rosencrantz and Guildenstern instead of Hamlet. In the morning, both the friends Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, they discover that the tragedians have taken a run from courtiers and they board on a ship with them. Pirates board the ship and they attack the crew members. Rosencrantz, Guildenstern, Hamlet, and the player, they escape the pirates and they hide in 3 barrels. Once the pirates leave, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, they find out that Hamlet is missing inside a barrel. Now they get despair and distressed, not knowing what to do without Hamlet. They have no idea and they do not have any information from anybody. They now read the new letter and they discover that they are to be executed once they reach England. The player also reminds them that everyone dies and Guildenstern angrily stabs at him. However, the knife was a fake one and due to that, the player survives. Suddenly on stage, the lighting changes and only Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are visible. Now they utter their final words and they disappear from the stage. Then the 2 ambassadors, they enter from Elsinore to deliver the news regarding the deaths of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. And now the play ends as Horatio recites the final monologue from Hamlet. Let us see the themes focused in this play. Death, because death wins every time. There is a quote inside this play that says, "Life is a gamble at terrible odds." Absurdity of the world. From the characters of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, it is displayed that all human meaning is undermined by the meaninglessness of the environment. The theatre. In this play, we see a play is written within the structure of another play, that is Shakespeare's Hamlet. The play articulates a wide range of views on the theatre. Hope this video helps. If you have query, please write it down. Thank you for listening. If you want to listen to Hamlet, a play written by Shakespeare, please click on the link available on the description bar.